Hello, welcome back to the meadow, and I'm going to talk to you today about Bokashi. I really got into Bokashi because I really want to reduce the family's waste, and I collect up all of our vegetable scraps and use these bins to compress and rot down the scraps and then make myself a natural fertiliser. So the process is I take my scraps, I place them into my bin like so, and then I've made some lactic acid, which I'll show you another time. You spray the lactic acid, it works, over that, and the lactic acid is there to basically break down any bad bacteria that's in there and help break things down. Now if you can't make lactic acid, which is basically just rice water, you can actually buy fermented bran, which you can also pour, and it just helps break down any bad bacteria in there and help the rotting process. I usually fill up my bin and then I will make it airtight because you don't want any flies getting in there and creating maggots and things like that. And then when it's full, I just literally leave it for a good 3 to 4 months. And then what happens is everything rots down and you get this really nutritious juice that comes out the bottom. Boy, does it stink, I have to tell you. So here, you just use any old tub that you can, turn your tap, and you get all the rot juice that comes out, and that's got all the nutrients from the rotted vegetable skins. That actually makes a natural fertiliser which you can use in your garden. Now you can use this, dilute it 1 to 10 and just water your plants with it, which is a really good feed, or you can do a good glug in a watering can, and you can do a soil feed before you put in something that you want, a plant or some crops. Like for me, I use it for my crops for my flowers, and just give the soil a really good drench with this. So it's a really good feed to use, and I also use it when I'm sowing my seedlings. I just put a very small amount into my water and then sit my seedlings on top, and then they take up the nutrients from there. You don't have to have one of these bins if you can't get one. You can get something like this, which is a bucket on a bucket, and this one's been here for quite a while. And if I lift that up, it's got holes drilled underneath here, underneath the bottom here, and inside I've already collected the fertiliser from there. So I'll drain that out and put that into one of my tubs, and then inside, this one's been here for a good 6 months, and it's in an airtight container, and in there everything's rotted down and ready to go. So the moisture is basically taken out of there, and what I will do is feed that to my worm bin, and then that way my worms haven't got all the leach coming off of it, which makes it a lot drier and gives the worms a drier food source to go through, rather than having lots of leach coming through, which will then just make your worms turn into mush, really. Bokashi, really great way to get free fertiliser instead of buying the expensive stuff in the garden centre. Give it a go. These are really easy to get hold of, and it helps reduce your waste in your kitchen.